This week, Keepforest dropped their brand new plugin, Appex, and they gave me early access to test it out. Super excited. It promises pro-level trailer guitar sounds straight into your DAW, but does it actually live up to the hype? I'm going to be trying it out by making a sync-ready sports track using nothing but Keepforest instruments, just to find out if it's an actual game changer or just another Black Friday plugin that makes it sound like everybody else. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to play you guys a bit of what the actual track sounds like, and then we'll dive into the plugin. Check this out. That's what it sounds like. First thing we're gonna go through is the performance and quality review. Now, if you ask me, this sounds like a legitimate guitar before I probably mess it up with my own sound design and mixing and mastering. Let's play it in solo here. So if you ask me, it sounds pretty legit in my opinion. There's some global presets here that are actually kind of dope. And as you can see here, all I'm doing is pressing one button. That's all you need to play guitar, one button. What's dope about this is that you can start with an intro or a riff with the global presets. You can do it at random. So like you don't have to ever be like, oh man, I'm one preset away from finding the perfect sound. Just click this right here. Yoink. The preset names are so important to these plugins. Slow Burn, Raw Crunch, Death Valley. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty dope. But does it actually sound better than the actual riff? Overdrive, Rebel Pose. How do you pose as a rebel? Like this. That is stank face approved. I'm gonna try two more. And granted, this is coming from somebody that does not play guitar. In my opinion, as far as performance and quality, this sounds pretty dope to me. And you can switch between the intros and all that kind of stuff as well, pretty seamlessly. I hate musical typing. Instead, we'll just test them in succession. So this is the intro riff. What a great song starter. What else I got? I wonder what that MIDI looked like. Let me get that real quick. Drag and drop. Ugh, that look nasty. Look at all the velocity changes. How high can it go? That's kind of cool. But back to our main program here. Build up Ostinato 2. I love these random buttons. I got too many options. You got so many plugins, you got so many samples. So the fact that this can pull up in a random one for you is like a game changer. Let's say I don't like this one. Oh my God. Okay, so performance review for this. If these sounds didn't sound so amazing, I'd probably be a little upset about it. But because the actual sounds sound this amazing, I'm gonna give you a pass. It's cool that you can actually change the key on the fly like that. It's so addictive to just keep going through different presets, which is probably another problem that most producers have. Sync tracks need to continuously evolve. So the fact that you're able to quick switch without changing a whole instrument or preset is pretty helpful using these key switches. If I want to do this, and then go to passive theme. Ugh. Okay, that's cool. So you got the upper harmonics. The articulations is probably what's like the coolest for me. Like, is it actually doing it? Can you tell the difference? Can y'all tell I'm not a guitar player? Some of these articulations are actually really cool. Tapping. Sounds like chiptune, which is super nostalgic. Imagine an 8-bit character eating a biscuit. With that in mind, the palm mute and harmonics are probably my favorites. If you watch my video on how to make your horn sound more realistic, you gotta have these kinds of options if you want a sample library to sound like a real player. No one speaks in monotone. No one plays the exact same note the exact same way, especially if you play brass instrument. So you have all these realistic textures that you can put on each and every note. But this plugin is gonna make some guitar players jealous. Can we check out some of the other presets I got on this track? As you can see here, I kind of went crazy and got a bunch of them. See what this one sounds like. Just playing chords. I wanted different guitar sounds to kind of try them all out. This one's a little different. Swagadocious. I think it's actually the same preset. What we did was we processed it differently and wanted to make sure you could automate processes too. We made this one mono. If you go to B, you're able to switch between different textures of sound and panning and other stuff. You can also play them at the same time. We got this one, which is just doubling the bottom. I thought it'd be cool to make them sound different and pan them in different directions, but also have them playing slightly different patterns because humans don't play the exact same thing. Also, I wanted to test out the cinematic stuff they had. So as you can see here, build up pulse. That's what this one is. Let's hear what this one sounds like. These chords are very passive, but they're passive aggressive because obviously, as you could probably hear, the distortion is making it sound a lot more upfront than what was probably intended, which is why we turned it down a lot. And then we got this other pattern here. Ooh, the extra effects on top is just nasty. If a plugin or a sample library can trigger the stank face within just the presets, we in there. The name alone does it for me. Dark, edgy distortion, hands of time. What's this one? Experimental motions. This preset name isn't as cool, but let's check it out. Simple. And I think that's what works best with this part. Because we want to bring down the energy. Let's listen to it in context. It just gives it something simple that the listener can actually hold on to without feeling like, oh my God, there's so much stuff going on. This is crazy. So performance and quality review, I give this 89 out of 7, just for the fact that the guitars sound absolutely amazing and you have the ability to choose things at random. Next is usability and design. As far as design go, it's cool. You know where everything is. I'm a little blind, so having larger buttons is always a plus for me. Like the preset, I gotta lean in a little bit. And you know, our producer backs, they be like, you don't want no producer back, please. But the interface is polished, like I was mentioning before. Like, it's cleaner than my studio desk on its best day. As soon as you open it, they put you at the global preset menu. They've already starred some of their favorites, which is kind of cool, but also like debatable. You're able to customize these as quickly as possible. Oh shoot, you can make your own. I didn't even know that. So you have all your key switches here, which you can switch up with velocity, but that's if you actually know how to play piano, which this person does not. I play the mouse. You have different cabinet designs, which is cool. You can change them at random, or you can do the plugin chains as well. You go from here. Riff mode's really nice because you can switch stuff up without having to do much. For instance, if we go back to key mode, and that's how you play guitar, ladies and gentlemen, with one finger. It's almost distracting enough to keep you from thinking this is all I actually need. But if you look down here under the hood, there's so much more. We can go into the designer tab. Depending on what the pattern actually is, it is absolutely insane how complicated it is. Got so many options that make me want to take a nap. God, look at all this. But what's nice about it is that you can zoom in, make it super simple. All you gotta do is click where you want to focus on, and then hit this button right here. Now it's super simple. You got the shapes, you got the colors, really nice. The top here is all the different articulations added on top of every note, which you can specify. You can even do it random, as you can see here. Super dope. I think this is a glide up. This is like a whammy tremolo. Let's take this build up rhythm right here. But what if I want something different, like another rhythm? We can change the notes. You can also hold command, I think it is, and every fourth note you could change. Pretty slick. Now we're gonna play it again. Take that up an octave. Let's make a G sharp. This is where it gets like super granular. Ooh, okay. What if we want to make it a chord? You got this symbol right here. We're gonna hit this. Let's go down to G sharp 4 again. Yeah, there you go. There's the chord. You see how it automatically puts it in there? Goated. Let's zoom in a little bit more so y'all can see what's going on. There we go. Now we got a little bit more control and a lot more space. Let's do chord here. Change the articulation. Let's make it a hard sustain. Same with this chord right here. Yeah. Same here. Chords, more chords. You can change them right here too, which is dope. So if you don't want a power chord, maybe you just want a different interval. Instead of a fifth, you could do a fourth. And you got some other stuff in here too, which is dope. Also, you got these other quick keys to make other things different, which I think is kind of cool. So if you want it all across the board, you can hit that note or that button there. Let's make up one. E7. Change this to E7 real quick. Hear what this sound like. All right, so that's cool, but what I want to try is the chords mode. So if we turn this on, we're in Phrygian mode. If you open up the option, you could actually add a chord progression and it'll shift the whole harmonic vibe of it. You got epic here, rock, adventures, comedy. You got options. I always go for the epic stuff because that's what I'm into. So let's go with epic heroic. Let's get the MIDI and see what it sounds like, because when you messing with a new plugin, you find something dope and like you press a button and it goes away. It's worst. Give me that young MIDI. Where's that? There it is. It's off screen. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. As you can see here, the notes have changed in variation 2. So you got 4 different variations of each one of these. That's kind of cool. Let me see what this battle talking about. Oh, it gives you the chord symbols too? Bruh. I didn't even see that. That's super helpful. We got a couple effects too, a cry wah. I'm sure that's automated. But you can also switch between 2. So if you don't a certain cabinet, you don't have to be married to it, which I think is really awesome. And then you got the master chain. The best way to do this, and I guarantee you it's going to hurt just a little bit when I was learning this, because we took that manual and threw it straight to the trash. Didn't want to read it at all. It's sometimes a lot more fun to actually just jump in and play it to kind of get a feel of where everything is. But as you can see here, we got the master chain. You can change the cabinet here, right? And if we go back to the main stage right here, you can change what the cabinets and the chains sound like at random. That's one change. It's a little more aggressive. Let's try another one. A little more muffled. Super dope. Let's try another one. There we go. You can do all kinds of stuff with this, which is like really cool because, again, it expands a regular producer's sound design skills without actually having to do much in experimentation. But if you want to do the experimentation, you got this right here. Ideal for adding additional and fresh sounds for sync tracks. I got all these other guitars here. On the CPU, it's humming at about 37% because I got a huge plug-in chain on it. If I turn it off, I'm sure it'll probably go away. Yoink. Here in context. Crazy sample library, if you ask me. That's pretty much how Appex feels. It gives sync tracks a really, really nice pro sheen and polish to them, even for producers without guitar skills, like me. Take that, musical typing. Making me feel like a pro guitar player, and I have 0 skills. If you're ready to level up your sound without strumming a single string, hit the link in the description below and grab Appex with my code and sound like a rock star, because this is absolutely amazing. Also, comment below if there's any other sample library or plugin you would like for me to try. If this is a cool video format, then we'll start doing this. This was actually fun.